Okay. I'm trying to make it look decent in here, but I don't know if you can see the wall. Well, the TV's down, so I have to like repair the wall, and they haven't gotten there yet. We're still working on it, and the cat's gone missing. We shipped him off already. Also, I dyed my beard, and now I look real Italian. So things are different, and that's okay. Yeah, I hadn't dyed my beard in a long time, and I felt like I could just see the difference of thickness because I've been taking finasteride and using, I think it's rosemary oil that's supposed to help with hair growth. So I was like, dude, let's do it. I want to see, because my mustache and like everything that's visible is normally like red or light brown or blonde. So ombre, you know. And then everything like underneath here is dark brown, which is my natural hair color. Like this is not wheel. So I normally have very dark hair. So I just went with my natural hair color. And wow, it shocked me. And it kept shocking me for like the first 24 hours after I did it, because it was really dark, because I think it kind of dyes the skin underneath. So it's gotten better, and I really like it. Also, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy holidays. I know that this episode is coming out on Christmas Eve. Yeah, so I just wanted to wish everybody a happy holidays, and if you have time off, that you prioritize resting and relaxing. I know that I used to do this, but when there was time off, I tried to fit in as many activities that were fun that I could do, and then I just went back to work just as exhausted as I was when I left. I don't know if resting and relaxing is really encouraged anymore. Like, we're just such a workaholic society now. People just always want to do and do and do. And I want to encourage you to be and be and be. Airbnb? At a B. Wait. Go be at an Airbnb. Got it. Nailed it. Why am I not on SNL yet? I mean, wow. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that I read something like the planet has seasons, and we are also a part of this planet and of nature. So the winter days get shorter and darker because we're supposed to prioritize resting and recuperating. You know, when the days start to get longer and spring starts to come around, we have a lot more energy, and we kind of bloom and blossom with this energy along with nature. I always found that really helpful to think about whenever winter comes around. I had pretty bad, I think, seasonal depression back in the day, but I have lights around my house that I turn on, so I have light therapy throughout the days during the winter when it gets dark really, really early, which, happy solstice, I think it was yesterday. So we've officially hit the shortest day of the year, and the days are just getting longer from here. So the only way is up, my friends. But yeah, I always thought that was really interesting because we don't think that way. You know, we think that we're just supposed to, like, we have the time adjustment, daylight savings that is supposed to give us more time to work, which I think is so silly because, like, us humans, we always are trying to fuck with nature. It's just like, we just took few steps back and made things more simple. Man, the world would be a different fucking place. I think that I've kind of made a decision to not really celebrate in the capitalistic, materialistic aspect of Christmas anymore. I think that I'm really prioritizing connecting with myself for Christmas and really using it as a day of relaxation, and that being the priority. I know that on my off days, I'll do something like laundry, but that's even doing something. My goal is to spend the entire day being. For me, that means, I think, sitting on my couch, reading, and going outside if the weather is nice, getting in the sun, connecting with nature, connecting with Phoenix, wherever the hell he is, watching something good on television, and stretching in the evening. I've really enjoyed doing that lately, and making myself a really good meal. So that's what my holidays are going to be about this year. Anyways, that is not today's topic. Today's topic, I wanted to actually talk about solitude, because it's been interesting to kind of have my relationship with solitude change so drastically since I started recovery. I don't know if it's talked about a lot. I don't see a lot about it. I see a lot of negative talk about solitude and misunderstanding the differences between solitude and isolation. I know that I have isolated a lot in the past, but I've really started to fall in love with solitude. I hope that in this video I can tell you the reasons why. Because man, I used to hate solitude. I used to be afraid of solitude. I was scared if I was alone for too long that my fucking all of my wounds would just surface to the top and boil over, and that I would just be so sad and depressed. I had a lot of belief systems that were built from my parents around solitude that were untrue. At least for me, they were untrue. I struggled with feeling lonely a lot at the beginning. I think that it was because I had just gotten out of a relationship where I only spent maybe 24 hours a week with her. So I think that I was kind of rolling off of that relationship right into solitude, and knowing that I needed to take on the challenge of starting recovery, which is having 1 year without any kind of romantic relationships or engagements, no hooking up with people, no sexual contact at all, no engaging with crushes or trying to have crushes. But I realized that I was only feeling lonely because I was not giving myself the love or attention that I was looking for in other people. I was still in my state of mind believing that putting my needs first was selfish. So yeah, it was weird and hard to get through the loneliness wall, because that definitely lasted for, I'd say 6 months. The first 6 months of really choosing to take on that challenge was rough. And I definitely slipped up by reaching out to my most recent ex because I just wanted some kind of attention. I think that I still struggled to believe that healthy love is not having sex or getting physical sexual attention in that way. So that's what I was really looking for. But you finally get through the wall and you learn to appreciate being with just yourself. I wrote, recovery and doing spiritual work showed me that I wanted to be in the company of others to just get constant validation that I was okay, because I hadn't felt it in a really long time. I hadn't really come out of survival mode and stopped disassociating for many, many years. Taking on the challenge for a year required me to come back to myself and figure out who I really was. Let the layers of the reflections of other people that I had accumulated fall away so that I could finally see who was underneath. Then after finding that person, I had to start learning to love that person, which is still what I'm learning today. I've definitely made a lot of progress there, but there are still some things that I struggle with, like getting compassionate with myself and just being that's just a human thing. I think that it's tied to my perfectionism, some other fucking codependent patterns. What shifted was, I don't know, I just came back to a beginner's mindset and started anew. Right? I asked myself questions and got introspective with everything because I had the time to. I'm not focused on anyone else or anything else. I was truly focused on myself and my recovery. So, even with some of the foods I was eating, I was do I actually like this food? Do I actually like these shows that I was watching? I was watching garbage reality TV because my ex did. The Vanderpump Rules and Southern Charm. I watched that shit and I engaged with it, and it kind of perpetuated my codependency of judging these people on this show when I have no right to judge anybody about anything they do. It's their choice, their life. But I finally was I don't like the way that these shows make me feel. So I stopped watching them. So yeah, these kind of layers started just kind of falling away. And it was, once it started, it didn't stop. And it still happens to this day. Because I've been codependent for so long, I have so many beliefs and perspectives of myself that were not mine. They were perspectives and beliefs of other people, of me. I would get their opinions on me and have that be my opinion of myself. Fucking codependent, dude. I also wrote, now that I'm not looking outwardly to fulfill myself and have my inner world back that is beautiful and full, I think that I actually fell in love with being alone and having my solitude. While I do love being around friends, I really find my energy and time with myself very special and freeing. I've learned to laugh at myself and with myself. I've loosened a lot of the perfectionistic strings that were keeping me stuck in one place and realized a lot of those behaviors weren't even mine. They were just reflections of the people I saw growing up. And I think that I still struggle with judging myself for how much solitude I actually like. I did not realize I was so introverted. And there's definitely times where I'm like, man, I would really love to just get me and like 2 friends together and go like bowling or something like that. And I need to act on those more, but I have not prioritized building relationships here in South Carolina. I don't know. I guess I knew I wasn't going to be here long enough. So I've had a lot of solitude just in this house for 2 years, basically, like since I started recovery. And I really think that this move is going to change, again, my connection and relationship with solitude. I think that now I'm going to have to learn to balance solitude with connecting with other people. I'm really excited about it. Like, I've wanted, and I've made really close friends over the past 2 years, but I'm really excited to have in-person friends because I haven't had that in quite a long time. And something in my soul just tells me that that is going to change in 2025. And that's so exciting. And I hope that people can be in videos. How fun. I'm so excited. I really am so excited to get the fuck out of here. Yes, and then the last thing I wrote was, it also boosted my self-esteem and self-confidence to be able to support myself and entertain myself and see that I'm able to make decisions on the things that I want and need in my life, which I couldn't do before. I was highly affected and influenced by opinions of others around me, and I still struggle with that, but with this long time span of solitude, I've had the time and space to learn what I actually like and dislike, which again isn't something that I knew before this time. So, as you can see, like, nothing remains the same, right? That's only a belief system that you have. If I decided, like, lock in what my connection and relationship is with solitude, there wouldn't be this wiggle room that I'm experiencing. Now it's like such a deep love and understanding for solitude that I have. And I think it also, being a highly sensitive person, I can just get depleted really, really easily of energy with other people. And that's not bad. Like, I want to expend the energy to be around other people and listen to their stories and reciprocate and have conversation and engage. And that is energy depleting, but it's worth it because I'm bonding with other people. But it does go out really quickly. Like, after 2 or 3 hours of socializing with somebody constantly, I'm like, done. I have to go home. I have to be out of people's energy fields and reconnect with myself and decompress, because I struggle with new people and not automatically putting up my mask. So it's a lot of peeking from behind my mask with meeting new people. And that will change with time as I keep growing self-esteem and self-confidence. But yeah, it's so nice to have this kind of, the level of okayness that I feel with solitude and this new understanding for how important it is for me. But it's also given me the perspective of why, when I get into another romantic relationship, that solitude is going to be a new thing that I prioritize, which I've never done before. So that's going to be interesting, because I think the pull back and forth is going to be like what my codependency is doing. I'm like, no, but I want to spend every second with you. And at the same time, I'm like, but I have no more energy to do so. So it's just going to be like me sleeping in your lap. So I'm super interested to see how that will work whenever I get into a relationship in the future. But yeah, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about. I think I wanted to talk about it just because it's been so prevalent in my life, and I can feel it deep in my bones, in my soul, in my knowing that it's about to change. Thank you guys for choosing to click on this video and spend time with me today. I really appreciate it. Again, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Oh, now you want to come up here? Come here. Say hi, kitty. So I think that's all I got for today, y'all. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and hanging out with me on this episode of Generation Recovery, friends. Yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. And if you have, don't forget to like the video, click subscribe, ding dong the bell to see more videos like this in the future. You look cozy. So yes, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And until I see you guys next time, be well, friends.